What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream here. If you're new, you don't know me, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. I will be trading live straight from TopstepX. We'll be in a combine today. Looking at ES on the 1-minute chart. Let's see if we got some people in here. Looks like we do. Stream looks good. A little bit early. I said 2:30 for today. We're going to get this thing rolling now. Tough market. I'll talk a little bit about my trades for this morning. I don't have them plotted on my chart, but we will take a look. I'll tell you what I took and why. If you guys want to follow along with that, you can do that in the free Discord. Let me go ahead actually and... So I don't have to say it 100 times. Try to get this back over to the middle of my chart. Boom. Let's do that. Look at that. We'll go ahead and get this on the chart. Nice. Free Discord. Live trading almost every day. You could hop in there right now and be asking me questions about my strategy, my approach. Get my charts every morning. You get news. I'm saying, hey guys, 8:30 a.m. We got red folder news. Maybe you don't want to be long. You want it to be long. Maybe you don't want to be short. Maybe you don't want to have a position on at all. So let's go ahead and take a look at this chart. I will go ahead and throw up a daily chart. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to show you guys a screenshot that I posted in Discord today. Bear with me here. Yep. Taking a look at the much higher time frame structure. This is the daily chart. Let's see. Can you guys see this okay? I think you can. This is the daily chart, right? And this is something that you probably saw from a whole bunch of other guys. And if I go to the daily chart, this candle is all the way up here. What we're looking at here is really the first initial lines in the sand being broken on this sell-off that we've been seeing, at least for me, right? All subjective, my opinion. I'm looking at these lows down here, this strong support, or at least what I would identify as some serious support. And then when we broke through a serious sell-off to the downside, as the first real area of support flipped resistance that we might see. We didn't really find too much resistance there, guys. This is the all-time high anchored VWAP. This would be a trend line. I'm not a trend line guy, but I put these two on there for you guys to take a look at so I could easily show you what I'm talking about. This structure, to me, looks like we're breaking back up, at least right now, to the upside. Bulls in control, buyers back in control. We're running higher. This does not feel like a sell-off. Could it just be a pullback before we absolutely dump and the markets are going down? Sure, absolutely. But right now for today and what I was preparing for was for this move to the upside to continue. And it did. That's really what we saw. Again, I don't marry a bias coming into every trading day. I like to be aware of it. I like to be prepared. If you're in Discord, you hear my messages. They're similar. I like to end them in that type of a way. Don't marry a bias. I think it's going to go up or I think it's going to go down. You'll be right about half the time, and you'll have a real terrible time fighting the market the rest of the time. So don't do that. Stay flexible. Get ready to go long or short. But be aware. Are we absolutely tearing everybody's faces off to the downside right here and approaching price limits? Are we ripping to the upside like we've seen for a large portion of the U.S. indices? Or are we pulling back up to what looks like maybe a support that could be flip resistance? Get prepared for a pretty impulsive move to the downside or upside, or are we breaking through that? We're going to get some consecutive, really strong bullish closers above that. Worth noting, especially if you're on the charts, over the days, over the weeks, over the years, I think it's helpful. Just was talking about this to the gentleman, with the gentleman that I'm working with one-on-one. So if I look at the overnight, pretty choppy, right? Consolidation. Until we had this big push up for red folder news. Bullish really didn't pull back, come back down and to test some of this imbalance that was formed on the 1 minute and even the 5 minute that you'd see. Really, really big, wide open bullish bars. Let me zoom out so my VWAP gets back to normal. Sorry for making you guys dizzy there. Opened up, bullish, broke to the upside, broke above this high from the news, what I'm calling overnight high. Pulled back down. We put our 15-minute opening range low in. I took my first trade here, getting long, breaking through this New York session VWAP, and coming right back up to overnight high. Wanted to see this come at least back up to test 15-minute opening range high, which it did, and break above. I got out I think I only scaled out of half or less of the position. The rest came back to stop me at break even. Again, was holding this trade to catch some of the move to the upside. Pulled back down, just cracked below these lows, tested this 15-minute opening range. Guess what I did again right here, guys? I got long. Stop loss right below here. Targeting this as a continuation up. I did really like this one, looking at the 5-minute and the 15-minute. Stop loss just below this wick. If we're going to come back down from here, I want to be out. That was a good enough indication for me to get long, and that one paid. I will tell you that I did not hold the trade for nearly as long as I would have liked to, but it was on my XFA, and we locked up another $200 green winning day. I will journal these trades. I'll show you where I got out. We had bookmap levels up here on the chart. We were really kind of just chopping, slowly grinding to the upside. Again, in hindsight, easy to say. Hold your trade for forever. We're going to grind to the upside all day. I will tell you if I have any room for improvement on a day like today, starting my higher time frame analysis off, I was aware of where we were at, was starting to look for this room to the upside. I would have liked to run a nice wide stop loss that I would trail and just leave a micro or two on in the XFA or in the combines. I took one or two literally just in and out break even trades on this account, getting ready to get long and then just saying, you know what, I'm not going to be able to hold on to this thing and manage it as I'm moving throughout my day with meetings. All of those longs would have paid, obviously. None of them were buying the top, and the stop would have been wide enough. But yeah, just a slow grind to the upside. Again, these can be difficult days to trade. You can do a number of things. If you're trying to get yourself into longs on a day like today, or shorts if we're selling off, the break and retest, simple break and retest can be easy, where you don't believe we're going to get a really big pullback. You can start to mark off tops, right here. Maybe you say, okay, we're selling off. I'm not going to look to get long unless we get above this, and then maybe I look to enter on a pullback, or we get above, pull back, and I'm waiting to enter long as we break above this high again here. You can run that all day on a day like today. Obviously, this is an easy one to cherry pick. These would have played very, very nicely with you. This one, could have got a little bit dicey once we got back over here. Another option is high of day anchored VWAPs. Throw a high of day anchored VWAP on any high that you see, get put in, and once it's broken, go ahead and take that buy. Stop loss at an area that makes sense. Again, I'm not giving you a strategy, giving you investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Get long after the break of high of day anchored VWAPs. Maybe you say, okay, you know what? We're starting to sell back off here. Sellers in control. We're getting below that. Nice big bullish close. Maybe you wait for the break of the high. Again, same thing. Stop loss down below here. Your trade would have ran into some serious profit. Again, my improvement on a day like today is going to be get long where I know I want to get long and let that bad boy ride. This one was not going to play. I was not going to survive this all the way back down here. Nice long, caught the win on the way up, leaving a micro or two, runner on, and just say, you know what, if it's going to come back and stop me at break even, fine. I'll let that happen. But yeah, another slow grind day to the upside, man. For the afternoon here, this is my low of day anchored VWAP, my New York session anchored VWAP. This is just a normal session VWAP. There's a yesterday's prior day anchored VWAP down there somewhere. Buy it and sing the national anthem. You just let it grind to the upside. That's kind of all I've got right now. We broke above this high after this nice pullback, and again have just kind of trailed higher. Could look for a buy as we continue above this high right here, kind of like I'm talking about. Maybe you wait for a little break and retest type of a move with a stop loss down below here. I don't know that I'm going to get a trade out of this one. Maybe I throw one on just to see if we continue to the upside. A rotation back into the zone, an absolute sell-off could be in store, but I'm not selling this. I don't know why you would be looking to sell this. I think you'd be getting smoked all day if you were looking to sell every time we broke a little low. Every time you got a nice bearish bar, you say, "Oh, it's a sell-off. Here we go." Maybe you take a little bit of a trade here, but even that, you're very counter. Look at the day that we've had so far. If you were coming in here and say, "I'm going to short here on the first, 3 bearish bars or something like that," So, in the combine, again, got to press this one. I got about a week before this has to pass or fail. This one that I'm in right here, about halfway to passing. Again, this is kind of just they throw a long on and risk, buying the top right here, and get stopped out down here if you are indeed looking to get long. But I'm going to hang on this one for a little bit. See if we continue to break up. Maybe I get some confidence to get long. I don't know that I'm going to get one on this, but I wanted to jump on, hang out here, talk to you guys. What's up? Auslander, what's happening? Will, what's happening? Can say, I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome, everybody. Happy that you're here. Welcome to the show. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord, man. Be happy to have you in there. Throw this up on the side. Let's take a look at Bookmap together. Bookmap. Oh, that was another reason for that that little bit of an early exit. Maybe a little bit too much paid attention on Bookmap. We had some serious levels. This is when I was long back here. We had some serious levels come on the chart. I didn't know if this was going to show, but I have had this open all day. That came on the chart above price. If you look at when this was, right, and when they started to come off, 1041. Let's go back to the chart, right? So here's what I'm paying attention to. This is order flow, level 2 data showing resting orders in the market. This is live liquidity, or was live liquidity, because now this is historical. If we look over here at 1041, boom, started to come off over here. So we had massive liquidity that started to pile up, started to come on the book at 1003 as we were selling off. Yeah, right over here, started to come on the book above these highs. That got pulled. I was long towards that. I can't remember exactly where I got out. Again, I'll journal it. But as I started to see that liquidity get pulled, I figured we might be in store for another pretty serious pullback. Didn't happen. More of it came on and off the book. You could see throughout the day. Obviously, we know that price went up. Absorbed it. Just continued fueling the fire to the upside all the way to where we are now. Do we have anything major that's sticking out, even if I zoom out really, really wide? Not really. Looks like we got some stuff on the book above. Again, just continuing to come up into liquidity. Look like we've got some orders up above that we might just continue to grind into, but nothing major that's sticking out. No massive level below that I'd be looking to short towards or anything like that. Few levels that are sticking out, somewhat light, but nothing crazy. Again, this is kind of this algorithmic BS liquidity that really just makes it difficult to read. The stuff that I'm looking for are these bright horizontal lines. There has been a massive order at 52.50. I wonder if that's still down here. Did that lighten up? Yeah, that's just that's the massive stack. But I'm looking for stuff like this. Doesn't have to be this prominent, but I'm looking for things like this. Really, really big stacks of liquidity. Again, doesn't have to be that big, but above or below price. Something that's sticking out on the book that says, hey, we got some serious stack of orders up here. Maybe we want to pay attention to that area of interest on the chart if we don't already have it marked. Maybe we want to trade towards it. Use it as a target. Be cautious if we're trading away from it, maybe for stop loss placement. But nothing really immediately sticking out to me. Definitely some orders right up here, but nothing that I'm going to say, hey, this is a big stack that I really want to trade towards. Again, long, close your eyes, sing the national anthem. That seems like the play of the day. I might go for that with you guys just to hang out and put a trade on. Stop loss down here, just targeting this grind up to continue. But like we were talking about with the guys on Top Step, on days like this, it can be difficult. You do see the rotation back in. You're hoping that the move is not over. You're going to use structure and price action and try to get in with the trend and continue with the inertia of the market. But it can be difficult for sure. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask, man. Trading questions while we're hanging out on this slow grind to the upside day. Be happy to talk to you about it. I like to mark out extreme and overextension levels. The NY session started. over all of those levels, was looking for pullbacks back into my levels, but that never happened. Someone says, "Hi Zach, how can I get the book map?" The book map, it's just book map, man. But book map is available directly from them. That's the name of the software. It is a separate software that you would pay for. It's a subscription, and then you need a separate subscription for level 2 data. Bookmap is an order flow software. It's a company. You go right to the site and you would purchase that subscription. That is the global package. They have Global Plus, which has even more indicators and add-ons. And then you need level 2 data. Bookmap sells their own data. You can use a different data feed like DX feed or Rhythmic, but you have to have level 2 data that gets fed into it, and you would run Bookmap on the side just like that. So I'd encourage you just go straight to the site, do the research, and and read about it there. Will says, I've been testing the opening range breakout strategy brought to my eyes by a coach from TopStep, and it's been going pretty well for me. Yeah, man. Opening range breakout, that's a very, very common play. I don't like to take the orb strategy at its core. You can use 15-minute. That's what this is, 15-minute opening range. This is the area that price is traded. We opened up here, 9:30 a.m. for NYSE Open. Here is the high that was put in before 9:45. Here's the low that was put in before 9:45 or up until 9:45. This is your 15-minute opening range high and low, marked over here, 15-minute ORH, opening range high. People take these as breakouts. They have different rules in place. Maybe they use some discretion, maybe they don't. I don't love it for just an initial breakout to one side or the other. There is a pretty gnarly stat in ES, and don't quote me exactly on it, but it's something along the line, which is important, so go and look it up for yourself. But something along the lines of 70% of the time, over the last 6 months, both the opening range high and low are broken throughout the trading session. Now, that doesn't tell you as soon as one's going to be broken, the other one's going to be broken, like today. It doesn't tell you when it's going to happen, and there is a big portion of the days where it doesn't happen, right? It's something like 20% only the high gets broken, 10% only the low gets broken. But that, to me, is statistically significant. I don't pay attention to a whole bunch of those stats. Again, I don't love to marry a bias there, but there's logic behind not just taking the opening range breakout or taking it to both sides. Tom Hogarth trades a couple different variations, calls it the school run strategy. Shout out to Tom Hogarth. Go and look that up for yourself. But it's essentially an opening range breakout strategy where he's bracketing a bar, and he takes to the upside, he takes to the downside. He's got stop loss rules. I don't like it specifically just like that. I think it works really well sometimes, and it's really tough on other days, especially if you're going to take it both ways. I like to use it as level of structure. I do look to see if we are finding support at one of these areas or retesting one of the areas, just like I use my other levels on my chart. Are we going to break through that? But they are often pivotal points in the market. You find things that you like on your chart, whether it's 30-minute, 15-minute opening range, 1 hour initial balance, overnight highs and lows, prior day highs and lows. These are market generated, and then you could have your discretionary levels. They're very helpful. To me, that's what I like most. Anchored VWAP and session VWAP are kind of second to that. I really do like them early in the session, help provide a little bit of structure, and even late in the session, like I still have them on my chart. Just to watch day over day and go, wow, look at how far extended we are above these. But yeah, 15-minute opening range, I love that. Overnight high and low, prior day high and low. You give me that, I can get to work. We throw some volume on here. We throw some anchored VWAPs. You give me bookmap in the corner. We're getting dangerous. So, but yeah, opening range, very, very, very common. Everything on my chart actually is very common. Nothing here is crazy proprietary to Zach. I didn't think of all of this stuff and come up with all these strategies. I could talk about the people behind most of this stuff. You want to read more about anchored VWAPs? Brian Shannon at Alpha Trends. He's got an entire book on it. Does a fantastic job of explaining them and speaking about them, their use cases. Again, opening range, paying attention to open range in the U.S. indices. Tom Hogarth was really where my initial focus on that came from. You can look up him. He has a ton of free resources. Feel free. Credit where credit's due, right? You don't have to pretend like you figured everything out yourself. But like I always say, find stuff that works for you. Slow grind to the upside, continuing. Erican, 15-minute opening range. Yes. Are you asking me how I find it? Because I explained it. I don't know if you want me to clarify. I would be happy to. ES likes to consolidate near the 200 SMA on my chart. That's 55.44. Sure. Yeah. Again, if it's 200 SMA or some EMA or in the Fibonacci, whatever it is, man, you're going to be able to find something that's working every day. That's probably not going to work every day, but you find the stuff that you like and you work with it. Tried using a VWAP only strategy. I wouldn't use VWAP only, but I hear you. VWAP and anchored VWAP, high and low. Probably was trading it wrong because I lost more than I won. I got you. Yeah, I don't think if you're new here, I don't believe that 100% rules-based, objective, rules-based strategies work. I don't find them to work. You can code them into a bot in EA and find out if they work, but I don't see that they work in the long run. I've got stories and reasons for that opinion. So I'm a big fan of using your discretion, your intuition, your experience in the market, focusing on price action and market structure, finding some tools that help you do that. Help you pay attention to where you're at maybe on the 1 minute chart, right? Like I'm zoomed in here. We were just looking at the daily. This is the 1 minute. We're very, very zoomed in. It can help me to have some levels above and below just to understand where I'm at within the bigger picture, within the session. That's kind of how I'm using these tools. When it comes down to the entries and exits and the management, it's mainly price action and market structure. Also utilizing volume down here on the bottom, volume tools, and bookmap over in the on the other side. Paying attention to this nice fancy predator looking heat map craziness that I get so many people angry at me, yelling at me on social media, telling me you don't need bookmap and bookmap's useless and whatever, man. No problem. Whatever works for you. Yeah, but looks just like liquidity keeps popping up above, albeit a fairly light amount. We just keep pushing up to it and continuing through. See, we got a little bit that popped up down here at 55.52, 55.53. I don't know that I have one, guys. An end of the day, hold anything that I'd be looking at would take a long time to play out. I don't really want to run a super duper tight stop on it. You can take trades that way after the pullback. You wait for a little bit of a continuation and just, trade with the trend, look for buys only, take these small scalp trades with some pretty big size. But you get a little move like this and, that could probably hurt you. Let's see if it is just a little move. Ooh, it doesn't look like just a little move. 250. Interesting. Again, happy to answer questions, happy to hang out with you guys. This is live trading. For me, I don't know that I have one in here this late. I don't know that I would have had one in here past this point if I had been on the charts, past like the 12 p.m. point. Here was nice opportunities to the upside down here. But happy to answer trading questions, happy to talk, shop with you guys, look at the charts, and go through my approach, my strategy. Do you only trade the micro ES? No. But I found that an interesting question. Why do you ask, Genzea? If that's how you say your name, you can tell me if I'm saying it wrong. Micro ES, mini, I don't think it matters so much. I dropped down due to volatility. I was trading just exclusively minis, 1 to 2, maybe even 3 at a clip. We had such an increase in volatility, especially as I'm moving over to XFAs. I like the micros. More flexibility, ability to size down, widen up your stop loss, widen up your target. Extremely similar chart tools, print extremely similar, although slightly different from what I've noticed, which I don't love. I would like to be on just the ES chart for that reason. And I'll probably jump back over to it for at least for combines. I like to size up, but yeah, no, don't have an ego, I think, with that. size down, give yourself more flexibility. Give yourself more flexibility and size down. Increase in volatility. There's a big, important skill set to have as a trader. Understand how you're going to interpret volatility. Are you going to use ATR on a daily basis, the average true range? Are you going to be a little bit twitchy the way I am with a measurement tool? This is the measurement tool from TradingView or TopstepX. You can click and drag and it goes away. I use the shift key. I take my finger, hit the shift key, and click and drag. You can measure it out. That can help you get a feel for how big this price action is on any given day. You could also use other tools in here. Your price measurement tool, price range, can help sometimes. I've seen guys just leave this kind of up on the chart. Maybe you want 10 points, something like this. 10 points sitting over on the side. That can help you just kind of have an understanding throughout the day of how big this dang price action is. But you got to figure it out one way or the other. If you're not going to account for volatility, and you're just going to go ahead and enter your trade, throw your stop loss on there, without position sizing accordingly, you're oftentimes going to be way off and way inconsistent with risk management. So I would encourage you guys to practice doing that, especially after what we saw with that massive sell-off. Big volatility, man. People that are running fixed stop losses and position sizes, you're going to get smoked, absolutely smoked. And I watch guys get killed. You don't have to do that. And one way to do that, if you're trading combines or just live accounts or whatever it is you're doing, if you're trading minis, you probably need to drop to micros to account for that. If you're not aware, and we got beginners on here, 1 micro is 1/10 of 1 mini. So in ES, instead of it being a $12.50 contract, it's $1.25. Is it $1.25? I should know this. It's 1/10 down. Instead of $5 in NASDAQ, it's 50 cents. Gives you more flexibility. Same chart, again, to a degree, right? Like VWAPs can be in a slightly different area. Volume can look a little different. The way the candle prints can look a little different. $1.25. Had to double check myself on that. Drop to micro, size down. Tom Hogard, written like that. I don't know what you mean, but yes, Tom Hogard. Oh, yeah, that's his name. Is that how you spell it? H-O? I think it's like there's like 2 G's. Yeah, no, you got it. H-O-U-G-A-A-R-D. My spelling's terrible. I'd be a much better trader than I am at spelling. I was thinking maybe you traded micros because of the 50K account, better risk management. Yeah, it's just a matter of preference. How aggressive are you going to be in the combines? The way that I'm trading these accounts, I'm fairly aggressive, but if I'm running a really wide stop loss, and I like to scale into and out of positions, minis might not give me that flexibility. So, sizing down, being able to scale in and out, it's definitely beneficial. Again, I think there's like a taboo against trading micros, like you're not trading as big a size or you're not trading as heavy or whatever it is. I don't know. Leave that ego out, man. It's only gonna hurt you. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm not from Jersey, no, but I am Armenian. Yes, you tell by that last name if it didn't give it away. Yes. Yeah, man. Again, I'm trying to find something here, but like staring at this chart, I know what it is. It's a long, and it's just hit the button whenever you want. Stop loss below wherever you want, and I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't see myself getting in. I watched this pullback happen, kind of in between meetings before I was hopping on my one-on-one session, and thought about it down here. Just taking it as price is pulling back for the day. Not really my play. That would have played pretty nice. Outside of that, man, again, high of day breaks. You could go for that. High of day anchored VWAP breaks and retests coming off of these highs. But I don't see the massive room to the upside now that we're this far, up in the session over the last hour for power hour. The volatility, I think, if anything, is potentially to the downside, but there's no way I'm taking shorts on this. You guys can have at it. It's certainly cheap shorts all the way up, but you could see how that would have played all day. So it's kind of a no trade deal. Again, I like to come on here and trade. I think you can almost always find opportunities on the chart. Almost. There's going to be conditions that you say, hey, you know what? Not it for me. I'm just going to lock it up, hang out, or not lock it up. Maybe just watch the charts and wait, but not just jump in, not FOMO in because you have to be in a trade. And you like to trade because, like me, you're in a combine that you're halfway to passing, and you have a whole bunch of other ones, and you have 5 XFAs, and this one is going to reset or rebill on, I think, Thursday of next week, so you've got to press it. Do you take random trades and just YOLO it? I'd say no. That's not the smart move. Wait for your setups, put some size on, and manage to the best of your abilities. Yes, sir. Michael, what's going on, my man? Me and you are going to talk soon. And apologize while I'm on here for the back and forth in email. For everybody that booked a one-on-one call, I just got that a little bit more organized. You guys should get follow-up emails, like multiple reminders. It should be a lot clearer. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, I'll talk about it. I work with traders in a one-on-one coaching program, 2 hours every day over the course of a month in the morning from 9:30 to 11:30. That's with the small group, just the guys that are working with me one-on-one, and then 2 one-on-one 1-hour sessions per week where we go into everything that goes into profitable trading, developing a full trading strategy, all-encompassing trading plan, risk management, trade management, how you're going to journal, how you're going to work on mindset and psychology, identify any weaknesses, and really custom tailor it to you, where you are in your journey, and where you want to go. And then do it from a coaching standpoint. Accountability, man. Zach, do you short sometimes this kind of market when it reaches resistance level at higher time frame? I did today after no really pullback and got burned. Put it in my rule book, never short a trend market. Yeah, I don't like to just go off of a higher time frame support or resistance level or an area of interest and then start shorting. On a day like today, the only way I'm starting to get short is some serious break of structure, like we started to get here, but really a break, really indicating that we're going to come back down into the trading range, towards levels of the session and of the day. This is far extended. This is very strong. Obviously, buyers in control, and I'm not looking to short this. If I'm getting caught short, it's probably somewhere earlier before more of this developed. Maybe if this continued a little bit lower down here, I'm taking a short towards VWAP or something like that. But I really try not to be the guy selling this. You get killed. If you can identify a big day like this, or it's starting to be a big day, trade with the trend. That's my humble opinion. That's what I find works for me. As much as we have this supermarket mentality, that's a Tom Hogard analogy right there. We think it's good to buy when things are cheap, when prices are low. It's a good price, and it's a great opportunity. And we love to sell when prices are really high because they gotta fall back down. You should flip that. Buy high, sell higher, sell low, cover lower. It's a great saying. The sooner you can really start to get comfortable with that, if you're able to get comfortable with that, because some guys aren't, I think that can help you. If you have a massively contrarian view of the market, find a strategy that works for that. Find your cheap entries, find a system and strategy that allows you to get in and capitalize on those reversals. But I think you're going to have a much tougher time, in my humble opinion, trading the U.S. indices as a bear with a contrarian view of the market and trying to short on a day like today. It's tough. It's tough. So, I don't have a super duper set, clear, objective way of identifying, when I'm going to short or not. But the first indication is we come out of the 15-minute opening range. We get above overnight high and prior day high. We're looking bullish in pre-market. We open up bullish, and then we get up above all of those range. We're above every VWAP that I have on my chart. That's telling me don't short, right? That's telling me we're extending now. Time to try to find a way to get long, pull back in continuation, structure your risk. Try not to have your stop at an important level. Look on Bookmap. Do we have liquidity up above? Do we have liquidity below that we might, get run down to? Get your stop in a decent spot and get long. And those are the days, again, today, cut it pretty damn short. Just was not confident as we came up here enough to hold all the way through. Locked up my $200, which is fine. That's the initial goal. I'm happy if I could do that for sure on the XFA. Got to hit 5 $200 days before you get to a payout. But, this would have been the hold. Just stop trying to read price action so closely. Let it do its thing. Maybe we're kind of just going to drift sideways for some portion of this, 25, 30 minutes at a time. You just got to chill out, trail your stop at a reasonable level, and, let that bad boy run. So, that's my improvement for myself. Long twice, no shorts, had direction right, had it right here, both winning trades. Thought about it a couple times again in this account. Both of them would have played, but it's difficult. You got to frame that mindset. For me, it's not so much trying to get back in long afterwards. I usually have it right, and my improvement is leave the runners. Find a way to size large enough where you can scale out and still have it be meaningful, right? Because it's a balance, and and then leave those runners on at least a small amount. To capture a day like this, because it does start to pay. It does start to pay. So, again, I'll journal these too. You guys will see them in Discord. I also been posting everything on Twitter and Instagram, my story, keeping you guys updated with P&Ls, all that fun stuff. But as we're watching this, if you guys got questions, feel free to ask away. Trading questions are welcome. Looks to be consolidating. Maybe get one last push before 4 p.m. Yeah. Maybe. Again, I think the way that I would be trading this, looking for an opportunity, like I wouldn't want to go too wide, right? You have to take into consideration what's realistic. The day is almost over. We're going to run a stop loss like that wide and, target a larger move all the way down below this low, and then like a stop loss up here. I mean, a take profit up here, probably not. Maybe you want to get pretty aggressive with it, and you wait as soon as we come back up and break this, or you're taking the buy now. That was really wide because I was zoomed out, and you're sizing pretty dang heavy, and you're just targeting. Sorry guys, this was a nightmare here. We're just targeting these highs, something along those lines, a little 1-to-1. Or just a break of these highs, Not really my style to just change it up that much and get that aggressive. Great feedback, man. Looking forward to our call. How long have you been trading? About 5 years. 5 years in the markets, Jerome Powell. Thank you for ruining everybody's day every time you speak. Guy's name is Jerome Powell, and he's got a Jerome Powell face for the picture. Where do you set your stop loss? I can't answer that with any real degree of clarity. It's discretionary. I have some consistency for how I do it. I could try to describe that to you now. I'll give you an example. As I got long, breaking above this level here, the first round, why is this coming up so wide? That was my entry. Stop loss was just below these lows. I'm targeting moves to the upside. First take profit was right towards this level. And then I believe the rest did come back to stop me at break even. I think my entry was really right here just after this candle printed. Again, breaking above this level here, breaking above this level here. Just at an invalidation point. I like to have my stop loss at a level on the chart where I say, I no longer want to be in this trade if we come back to it. And if we come back to this level, I think we're probably likely to head lower. Second trade was very, very similar. Stop loss just below here. That also played out somewhat nicely. Really, really clean level to get behind, at least in my humble opinion. Lows on the 15-minute, lows on the 5 as it started to play out. We come back down below that level. I don't want to be long anymore. At least I'm not going to survive it. I think we're going to come back outside of the 15-minute opening range low, maybe test one of our VWAPs, potential to head lower. So I would say in general, I try to place my stop loss in an area that I would no longer want to be long, and that invalidates my trading idea if I'm long or short. An area that I don't think would be hit if it's going to continue in my direction. And part of trading is structuring your trades. People don't talk about that enough. You might have direction down. Everything might be telling you go for the long, but looking at where you can set a target or would like to start to take profits, does the structure allow you to get your stop loss to a level that makes sense and have a nice positive risk to reward? Sometimes that's no for me. That might not be the case. If I'm thinking, I want to get long here and I only want to target 15-minute opening range high, that's not a great risk to reward, right? I'm risking a whole lot more than I'm making. This one did end up being, a small winner, but that was the case here. So you got to be cautious of that. Decide where your stop loss is going to go. Know that up front, where you're initially going to look to start to take profits if you're going to scale out, or where your final profit target is, and make it make sense. That's the, like the kids say, make it make sense. It's important to do. But the questions I would ask myself when placing a stop are, where do I no longer want to be trading long or short in the market, and I might consider trading in the opposite direction? Where does the trading thesis get completely invalidated? And where do I think is an unlikely point on the chart for this to get hit before it continues in my direction? So usually that's below or above a level of structure. You got to be cautious, placing your stop in a very obvious place. A move like this is nice. Could we have easily just ripped to the downside here and stopped me out for a full stop out? 100%. But we break to the upside, pull back harshly so it doesn't even fake you out like it's going to get higher. Pull back harshly, crack just below this low, take everybody out or most people out that has stopped just below this low. And then we push up with some force, long way to the downside, and then some force on the 1 minute. I like that. Nice confidence to say, hey, look, if we're going to come back down here again and sell off, I think we're headed short. And if we did that, my thesis would be short. Had we turned right from here, broke down below, I would be waiting for a setup to the downside for sure. I think we're going to run back into session VWAP for sure. Head lower, maybe back down into this range, maybe test prior day high. That would have been, my look to the downside. When I say for sure, I mean me looking to get short, not that the market's going to do something for sure. Yeah, just choppy price action. That's what we got going on right now. Choppy price action, slow grind to the upside. This is not great. We are still moving higher overall, coming up to continually put another high of day in, but choppy, man. Bonjour, what's going on? Guys, if you got trading questions, every time I say that, I feel like I'm singing that Jay-Z song. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. If you have trading questions, feel free to ask away. I'll plug a couple cool things that I had going on. I was on TopStep this past Tuesday for power players. It was awesome. Feel free to go back and check that out. I talk a lot about mindset on there. Hoping to get on TopStep again pretty soon. Excited. It was an awesome show. It was super fun to be on there with those guys. I will let you know in Discord as that's coming up. I'm on the day trading show with Austin Silver. That came out last Monday as well. Really, really awesome conversation. Austin Silver, shout out to him. I try to do that all the time. He really helped me out this year and recently making some connections and introducing me to a couple people and putting me on his show, man. It was awesome. Great conversation. Again, mindset. I get technical on there. We have a lot of similarities in our trading. The comments are always that we look exactly the same, which is somewhat true. Similarities in the trading. We live in the same area, so it's funny. But yeah, great conversation. You guys can check that out. ASFX YouTube. If you want to check out another guy with a serious track record, funded with TopStep. He's on TopStep Power Hour all the time. Great group of guys that he trades with. Austin Silver. I'm on that show. You can check it out. It's called Breaking Out as a Futures Trader. I think it's called Breaking Out as a Futures Trader. I'm going to be on the Trading Battle, which is another platform on YouTube. It's two traders head-to-head trading live for charity. I'm actually going to be going up against one of his team I'm excited about that. That should be the end of next month. There's a date on the board for the end of September. I will keep you guys updated for that. It should be really, really, really fun. I got the practice account from them to test, which is cool. But I'm looking forward to that one as well, man. No, I do not. You asked if I have a track record on a personal account. So here's where the transparency piece comes in for me. And I talk about this a lot. I'm a big believer that the only thing that you can show that displays you know what you're doing and you can trade profitably, quote unquote, right? Because it's hard to actually define that. But that you know what you're doing in a way that somebody else might want to pay attention to you and find your information valuable is live trading consistently, and then reporting that live trading in a public form that's free to view. That's what I started doing this year. I posted my first piece of content February 5th, and I wasn't even as organized with live trading and posting my trading in Discord the way that I am now. So it hasn't been that long, and I'm happy to tell you that. Anything that I talk about from before there, if you want to discredit or say this guy's full of shit, feel free to do so, because I don't care about anybody's withdrawals, broker statements, a picture of your Lambo or a stack of cash, or really anything outside of, I know that I don't have a trade on here, but what I do here on YouTube, and then what I display in the morning, which is my trades plotted on a chart from my account with the trade report. It's displaying what I did, and then the trades confirming what happened with the P&L and everything. Anything outside of that, I just think can be skewed and edited and, misled in any type of way. So that's my answer there. That's what I would encourage you guys to look for. That's what you see on TopStep. That's what you see from the guys that I would consider legitimate. And, I hold myself to that standard. So that is my answer there. Don't try to, I try not to show anything as far, you don't see Lambos and Rolexes and money on my channel. I may have some cool stuff and have some money. I may talk about things from my past. I may talk about trading, live Forex accounts and in fairly large size and things like that. Again, you can grain of salt that stuff for sure. I like to have receipts for everything I do in a third-party type of a verified way. And for trading specifically, it's super hard to do. You got to do it live in front of you guys right here like this. And if it's not going to be done live, like my morning sessions, but I'm going to talk about them and report them, it's got to be either screen recorded with the P&L and everything showing, and or the trades plotted on the chart after the fact with the report and the P&L. And even then, that's kind of after the fact. So it's up to you to determine that one. If you see the way that I report trades, I show you my losses, I show you my non-stellar weeks. You're going to see red weeks and accounts that are down and daily loss limits and that type of stuff. That should give you some indication of what I'm doing, but that stuff's up to you guys to decide. It really is. So that's the deal. In Discord, yes, you could have access to that. In Discord, my free Discord, the link is in the description of this video. I have a channel called Zach's Trades. You can hop in there and you can see, as I've been reporting, all of my trades. Trades from the morning session, trades from on here. All of these are saved on YouTube. There's hours and hours and hours and hours now of live trading on YouTube. You can go to my type Discord. But I would first start with here. Hop on the live streams and scroll through those. I've got let's see how many hours I actually have on YouTube so far. And again, I'll grain of salt it with this. A couple months is not that much, right? I agree with that 100%. It's got to be a long period of time. So I have 75 live sessions, and almost every one is over an hour. So I'm going to say probably close to, definitely over 100 hours of live trading on here. So I'd go through my stuff. Take a look and decide for yourself. That's what I think is important to do with me or anybody else. Do you go break even when you start to take profits? Sometimes. I'd say, again, the way that you can get this answer, Jinsea, is, or if I'm saying your name wrong, Jasenia, I apologize. Go through go through some of my lives, take a look at the Discord, take a look at Zach's trades, as I continue to post stuff. I talk about that. You'll see when I go stop loss to break even. You'll see my trade management. You'll see how that works out. I actively manage my trades. I do move stop loss to break even. I scale in and out. I have the confidence to do that. You'll see it work well on some days. You'll see it work very poorly on other days. In the long run, again, talking about the big picture, I find that it positively affects my ending P&L. So I go ahead and do that. Austin Silver is speaking at a trading conference in October. Yeah, man. Are you thinking of attending? It's not really on my docket. Honestly, I'm stacked with all the stuff that I'm working with, but I would encourage you guys to check it out. That dude is the real deal. He can trade. He's very, very good at explaining what he does, articulating it. Again, cannot say enough positive stuff about Austin Silver. Great dude. And again, helped me out a lot. So I personally thank him. It's awesome. He's got a platform that he does, that trading show where he gets traders on from all over. And it's awesome, man. He's a very positive dude in that respect. Your Discord is legit, bro. Real active group. Been there for just 2 days, but I like what I've seen. Yeah, man. Free Discord. I put all this stuff out for free, right? Free Discord, free live trading. I try to answer everybody individually. If you jump in there now, don't take my word for it. I'll try to answer you, oftentimes with a multiple minute voice message. I don't know that I'll be able to do that as I continue to grow, getting on Top Step TV, getting on, these bigger shows, these podcasts and platforms. But I love to be able to do that, right? If you have to pay to find out if you want to work with somebody or know if they're, legit or not and make your determination there, I mean, that kind of sucks. So I want to put everything out for free the way that I do. And then I charge for working with guys one-on-one. Yes, I have a paid program, not a course, not a bunch of videos, not a magic system that's telling you you're going to be profitable. None of that crap. Working with traders one-on-one as a coach. You want me as your coach? That's what you pay for. Charge a decent price for that. I think it's reasonable for the amount of hours that I put in. 12 hours you get of me every single week. 2 hours every day for NYSE session, trading live with me, my main session through Zoom. Two 1 hour one-on-one sessions each week where we're working on whatever you need to work on. And I didn't say this before, but direct access to me through the program where we could talk about your journal, what's going on if you're trading in the afternoon, questions on the spot. That's what I think helps. I had coaches throughout my career, and mentors in all these different aspects. The video courses are good. The books are great. You can get all that stuff for free. That's what I put out for free. You want somebody to hold you accountable, to work with you one-on-one, to spend the time to get to know you, your unique situation, work with you on the psychology and mental side of trading. That's a huge benefit. Biased opinion, right? I'm selling something there. But that's what helped me, and that's what I feel will help others. Coaches, man. I don't care how good you are, how good you get. You should probably be working with a coach somewhere in some degree or another. Just a thought. I don't have a fixed return or anything. Midnight, I would encourage you to just check out my Discord, check out my live. I appreciate all the questions, and I want to answer them. I don't have any fixed return that I make on my trading capital per month at all. I would just check out my live, check out the Discord, and, look at the wins, the losses, and, see if you can answer some of these questions yourself. But if you guys have more trading questions, feel free to ask. I got nothing up here, man. I don't have a specific topic that I even like to talk about. I feel like we've covered so much this week. If you opted out psychology, you've talked a lot about volatility, position sizing. If you got something specific for me trading-wise, feel free. Let me know. And if you want to know about me, about my trading, that type of stuff, I'm happy to answer. But again, I think as far as like looking at trading results, all that type of stuff, I put it all out there for you guys to check out. So yeah, in Discord, link in the description, free, not a VIP feeder program. I don't constantly plug a signals group or anything like that. I talk about the one-on-one because I'm stacked, booked up with people that are talking to me, which I'm very, very grateful for. It's awesome. But that community is standalone, man, and it's awesome. Great community. Very thankful to have it. Yes, right now I'm only trading 50K accounts. That was the goal that I set out. I played with a couple 150Ks. Once I decided that First off, the 50K is the cheap account. It's the one that everybody wants to trade. So I think the demonstration of structuring risk in the quote-unquote more difficult, tighter drawdown account is good. I also think dollar-wise, the drawdown to profit target and the cost of the account is the best in the 50K. Go and take a look and do the math at yourself. How much you have to make versus how much you're allowed to lose, and look at how that translates across the 100K and the 150K. I'll let you do the math yourself and look at this. It was an eye-opener because I was way too quick, I think, whenever I purchased my first account, not even with TopStep. Didn't look at that, just went with the larger size account, right? That they're cheap, so that was the goal. It's better dollar-wise in the 50K. Now, obviously, if you want access to the most capital, the larger accounts are going to be fine. I'm max funded with 5 50Ks with TopStep. 5 50K XFAs that I've really just started trading. I have to trade. I don't have to do anything, but I trade these combines because I have them until they rebill. As these come up for rebill, I'll probably continue to kill some of them and be able to focus even more on the combines, and the XFAs. But for now, I'm trying to press these, be able to pass more. You're only allowed 5 XFAs max with TopStep, but you can have additional past combines sitting ready to go for, the unexpected, or, maybe it allows you to get more aggressive in your XFAs. Maybe you take a payout that kind of cuts, some loud thunder. Maybe you take a payout that cuts into your drawdown, and having more of them is great, right? I don't know anybody that would say, I want, less XFAs. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to look at. Again, I encourage everybody to go with TopStep or whoever else you're trading with. Look at the price of the account. Look at the size of the account, how much they let you trade. And look at the drawdown versus profit target. Do the math. I think you will like the 50K. Outside of that, guys, I don't have too much. Again, just kind of watching the market slowly grind sideways, slow trend to the upside. Nothing crazy here. No trade for me. Just chilling. So if you guys got more trading questions, feel free, ask. Otherwise, I don't know that I want to sit here all the way to 4 o'clock. I love hanging with you guys. Love doing these. Thank you for being on here. If you like the stream, feel free to hit like and subscribe. If not, feel free to tell me so. You can tell me I suck. That's fine. And if you don't want to hit like and subscribe, feel free not to. Free means free. You don't have to do anything. I'd encourage you to join the free Discord where I trade live here on YouTube almost every day, post updates and links in Discord. I give you my analysis, my charts every morning. This chart right here with my levels, usually a 5 to 10 minute voice message talking about where we are. Again, I gave you that higher time frame one today, which I think played out very, very well. If you go back and look at what I was talking about and what actually happened. But I'm not making predictions of the market. I don't say I think it's going to go up or down. I'm not giving you signals or anything like that. I show you how I do what I do, and if that's beneficial to you, then awesome. I answer questions. I talk about news, talk about everything that goes into trading. I completely agree about the percent of profit to drawdown. I also think that if you can keep a 50K account in profits, then you can keep any size. Yeah, right? I think, like, is it harder in the 50K if you size down and all that stuff? It's cool. You got a tighter amount of drawdown to work with. But I think most people that are getting in are going for the cheapest account, whether they know about the drawdown to profit percent and how that differs between the larger accounts or not. And there's a reason for it. So I'm sending it in the 50Ks. I want to be the 50K account specialist. Maybe down the road I say, you know what? I would just prefer more ability to trade larger size and work with a larger stack of accounts, and it'll be 150s. We'll see. But thank you guys for being here. That seems like about it. I'm watching the chat. You guys are quiet today. I appreciate y'all being here. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is very important. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do here is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you read my full disclaimer in the description in my site, realdealfutures.com. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 in trading and simulated accounts, which is what this is. This is a combine. Even an XFA is technically a simulated account. Everything I say and do here is for entertainment purposes only. I'm an idiot on YouTube, so make sure you understand that. Guys, hop in the free Discord. I will see you here. Tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, same time, same place. I think 1:30 tomorrow. Hop in Discord, and you'll get the update. Subscribe here. You'll know when I go live. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for all of you. Have an awesome rest of the day.